You know what? There's a lot of growth from the time we got here. Obviously, being the first season here, the transition period was was pretty smooth. A lot of the young kids, I thought, from the time training camp started towards the end of the year, saw some good quality minutes and really came along. Obviously, would have liked to have been a playoff team. That will be obviously the goal going forward, as it is every year. But development in this league is very important, and I think you saw that.
As a veteran leader on this team, two younger alternate captains primarily wore the A with you this year, and Garnet Hathaway and Turner Elson. Just talk about what you saw from them as young leaders going forward in their pro careers.
Yeah, I think it was huge for them to be put in that role early. And then towards the end of the year, they both got the call to the NHL, which is going to grow them as leaders just going forward. Aaron Johnson, incredible captain, so I think it was good for them to learn from someone like that, as well as Colton Orr, who's had a great career and played a lot of games professionally. So they've done a great job.
Was it tough for, really, you and Orr and Johnson were really the three big veteran leaders, but you guys all missed time due to injury. Was it tough for you guys to lead from without being in pads?
At times it is, but that kind of comes with being around and kind of seeing what goes on day to day. We've been through different battles and had different experiences. So whether we're on the ice or around the guys, as long as you're being a positive role model, in the gym and around the locker room, you can still help the team out that way.
Do you have any big plans for the off season at all that maybe aren't hockey related? Get a little break?
Nothing too exciting. I usually go back home to BC and I'll unwind for a little bit. Do a little bit of golfing, and you start training. The way hockey is nowadays, you don't have a whole lot of time to build for next season. So it's usually a couple weeks, and then you're right back in the gym and then on the ice not long after that.
As a guy going into a UFA, is that different? How is that for you in your head going through that situation?
It's always in the back of your mind. It's something that I've been through, 4 or 5 years in a row now, so it's something you kind of get used to. Job security is something we'd all like to have a little more of, but it's something you learn to roll with, and it's kind of out of your hands at this point, so you kind of let the business side take care of itself.
Is coming back to this club something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed my time here. I enjoyed the staff, and I enjoy being here. So whatever happens between my agent and the team, if they get something worked out, I'd love to be back.
Do you have any specific fond memories from this season for the first year in Stockton here?
Yeah, it seems, every home game kind of the big Saturday night affairs and a lot of the community events, some of the Smack Pie events really stands out. We had a lot of fun at that. Those ones kind of stand out just because you're interacting with the fans, and that's really an enjoyable experience. That's something you can kind of take out of and really, remember from when you go forward in your life.
And how do you feel about your season this year? How do you feel like what you've improved on this year?
I think, again, going back to the leadership thing, that's kind of a big part of why I was brought in here. I'm an older guy, so I really wanted to be someone that the young kids could lean on, and I hope that they were able to take something from the way I operate as a player and a veteran guy. I try to be a good leader in the gym, and be someone that they can kind of grow their game after and show what it takes to have a long career in the American Hockey League and hopefully the NHL.
You were a guy also that roomed with a couple of the younger guys. What is it about those young guys now that you've seen maybe over the course of the year develop into real professionals?
Yeah, I think especially the kids that come from juniors, this is their first time being on their own. A lot of them have lived with billet families or their own home, their home life in the summertime, so it's their first time kind of being on their own, having to cook meals and even do laundry for the first time, a lot of them. So I lived with Oliver this year, and you could see a growth just, in his day-to-day and being in the routine of being a professional, and roomed with Emile Poirier on the road and really enjoyed that as well. So that's something that I really do enjoy being an older guy, is just kind of seeing them go through the learning curve and seeing some growth and improvements, not only on the ice but away from the rink.